Alright, so now we're playing Putrid Pork Pies. So Putrid Pork Pies is a light family game where peckish piggies pilfer pieces of putrid pork pies, or at least try to avoid doing that because they want to eat as many pieces of prime pork pie as possible. So yeah, you may have noticed there's a lot of alliteration in this game. Kind of one of the things that I put into this game. I enjoy the alliteration, so I made an entire game about it. Uh, so the idea of this game is that you want to eat as many pieces of prime pork pie as possible. Each prime pork pie piece is 1 point, each putrid pork pie piece is negative 1 point, and they all go into your punch, which is your scoring zone, and at the end of the game ends when the pie pile runs out and one player has no more pies on their plate. So, at the beginning of the game, each player takes 2 pies, so for example red will take these 2, yellow might take these 2, blue might take these 2, why not? And then each player draws 3 prospects and places it into their pondering. So their pondering is their hand, and basically they are kind of thinking of what they could do to make this pie feast more interesting. So they suggest ponderings to the other piggies, and then everybody participates in the pilfering of pieces of pie. So let's say it's Red's turn. On Red's turn, Red will get to choose one of the cards. So, for example, Red might play Pie Pinch. Piggies pinch pie from an opposing piggy and place it on their plate. I should probably have read that better, but whatever. So they pinch pie from an opposing piggy and place it on the plate. Red gets to choose who does this first. So Red's going to basically choose himself. He's going to pinch a pie from Yellow. Yellow is going to pinch a pie from Red, and Blue is going to pinch a pie from Yellow. So now Red has 2 pies on his plate, Yellow has 1, Blue has 3. Blue's a incredibly porkish figure. So, and then at the end of that, every piggy pilfers a piece of pie. So Yellow will pilfer. Oh, okay, so Red will choose one of his pies to pilfer from. He'll take the top card and he'll look at it, and then he'll place it in his punch, which is unfortunate because he has a putrid pie piece. Now, he can get rid of this later in a couple of ways, but right now it's kind of stuck in there until he can find a way of getting rid of it. But now he knows that this pie is putrid. There is multiple pieces of putrid pork pie in this pie. So so he must find a way of getting rid of it without eating too much of it. Because if you only have 1 pie on your plate, you have to pilfer from that pie. You have to pilfer a piece of pie every turn. So, that was Red's turn. So let's say Yellow plays this card. Let's say Yellow plays a different card, because that one's got a lot of text. That's exactly the same card. I should have thought about this. So here's a card that says, Piggy Puree. Piggies may present a putrid pie piece from their punch along with a prime pie piece and punt them back to the pack. So Red has a putrid pie piece in his punch, but he doesn't have a prime pie piece, so you can't get rid of this putrid pie piece. But if other players had if players had a putrid pie piece and a prime pie piece, they could basically get rid of them both and place them in the pack, which is basically the game box. It's out of the game. Punt just means place them somewhere. It's another term for place in this game. So then everybody would pilfer another piece. So Red's going to pilfer from this side this time. Oops, not a little bit, just the first one. There you go. He's going to flip a card, and he says, "Ooh, I have a prime pie piece." Or he doesn't say that. He basically goes like, "Ooh, I have a prime pie piece. I now have 1 point. I need to get multiple of these. This pie is probably prime." Now I say probably because putrid pies also have prime pie pieces in them to confuse you. So that's kind of a dangerous thing. Then let's say it's Blue's turn. Blue plays a card. Pie Practitioner. Piggies peek at the piece of pie from each pie on their plate, and then each piggy places those pie pieces in other piggies' punches. So basically, the Red would look at 1 pie piece and then a second pie piece, like flipping over both. It says, "Oh, these are both good. Dang it." So I guess I'll place 1 prime pie piece in yellow's paunch and one prime pie piece in blue's paunch. And these would go into their paunches, but instead I only have red actually in this game right now, so I'll put some over here. Shame, because that's a prime pie piece from this Putrid Pie. He was hoping for a Putrid Pie piece to get his revenge on maybe yellow for stealing his pie earlier. And then it goes back to red, and red would choose one of his cards and play. Actually, after that, red would also pilfer a third piece of pie. He has two pieces of good pie now, and then it would be back to red's turn, and then he would just continue play, and they would go around and go around until, like I said, all pies in the pie pile, which is the middle of the table, have gone, and a single player doesn't have any more pie on their plate and needs to pilfer. That's it. So, like I said, it's a light game. You don't want to think too hard about it, because it is kind of weird theming, but I don't know, I love the alliteration. I think it's great. So, that's Putrid Pork